Hello friends, welcome back to Friend of Health. So as you know, the admit card for All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Test is released. So you can see a scroll here in the ntaaiapget.nic.in website. On the top, a scroll is going on, release of admit card for All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Test. So here is the link, download admit card new. You can see in the current events there is a link. If before clicking that, I would like to suggest you to read the public notice which is released today. So release of admit card for All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Test Aiapget 2020. One public notice is there in the news and events section. When you click on that, this window will open a PDF file. So National Testing Agency's official public notice 21/9/2020, that is today's release it is. So release of admit card for Aiapget, that is the subject, and you can see here the National Testing Agency NTA will conduct All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Test 2020 for MD, MS, PG Diploma courses in Ayurveda, Unani and Siddha Homeopathy in computer based test CBT mode. So since 2017, you know that last 3 years, 2017, 18, 19, the All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Test is in computer based mode, and since last year it is conducted by National Testing Agency. So here it is the admit card. Even if previously it was told that on like 15 days prior to the exam date the admit card will come, but still the exam date is on 28th September, but today around 7 days before only we could download the admit card. So this is the website that which we have already seen, ntaaiapget.nic.in, and from today onwards you can download it. This is very important, that's why I am reading this public notice. So in case any candidate faces difficulty in downloading the admit card, he or she can contact on the following numbers. So don't get panicked, don't get tensed. If at all any issue is there, there won't be any issue. That is, everything is smooth and very easy. So these numbers and this email ID you can use for contacting them. For more updates or latest news, keep visiting the website of NTA, that is the official website of nta.nic.in. So there are some important notes. Don't skip these very important notes, because these things are like later you will come up with these kind of doubts. So read this. Candidate may please note that admit card will not be sent by post. So will not be sent. It won't be sent by post. So you have to take a printout and keep. And candidate must not mutilate, don't damage the admit card, must not mutilate the admit card or change any entry made therein. This is very important. If you are seeing that in your admit card something is not correct, like your date of birth or anything is not correct, your name or your initials, don't get tensed and change it with pen or anything. Let it be like that. So don't make any change or don't mutilate the admit card. And issue of admit card, however, shall not necessarily mean acceptance of eligibility, which shall be further scrutinized at subsequent stages of admission process. So that is the official statement. Don't worry. And the next one, candidates are advised to preserve a copy of their admit card in good condition for future reference. So always keep 2-3 copies extra, so that for admission purpose and all you can use. So these are the very important notes, and it is by the Director General of NTA, Dr. Vineet Joshi. So this is a very important one, you should read. So here is the download admit card link. So when you click on that, you can see a window like application number we have to enter here, then the date of birth we have to select from the calendar, then you have to click, you have to type this security key. This security pin is like very easy, almost it is in capital every time it is appearing. So make sure that you are typing in the capital characters. So F44SSX is this time, it will keep on changing, and make sure that application number and date of birth you have selected properly, and click on the submit button. It will take you to your admit card and you can print it easily. So there are certain very important instructions in the admit card that I will show you, because many times even if after reading that people will keep on asking doubt, because they will have a tension regarding some points. So don't worry, we will show you. This will be the first page of admit card which you will be seeing. Here I have covered the identity of this candidate. So thanks to that candidate for giving us opportunity to explain the admit card by giving her details like the application number, date of birth, etc. So here you can see the roll number, candidate's name, gender, category, person with disability or not, and some more details, and your signature and your photo. So also your like menu of test, everything. So here some important things are there. Reporting time at center, it is afternoon, like 1:20 p.m. and date of examination is 28th of September, and like gate closing time 2:30 p.m. So this is the second shift, so I think for keeping a proper social distancing, etc., they have kept like this, first shift and second shift. So Ayurveda doctors are writing in the first shift, and homeopathy is in the second shift. In these last 3 years we used to write like one Ayurveda or Siddha or Unani doctor used to be there next to a homeopathy candidate. So here you can see that homeopaths are like writing the exam this time in the second shift, that is in the afternoon. So Indian Standard Time 1:20 p.m. is the reporting time, and till 2:30 the gate will be open, and after that 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. 2 hours is your timing of the test. So 2:30 to 3 o'clock you have time for reading the instructions, etc., getting to know about the screen, etc., and like verifying your identity. So don't get late, don't make it to the last minutes. So identify your venue of test now itself, and like plan your traveling stay, etc., and make sure that you reach there by around 1 o'clock. So have your food, and if you have a habit of sleeping in the afternoons, especially 2 to 5 or 2 to 4 nowadays, don't like do that now, because maybe in front of the computer screen you may feel sleepy. Many of the students have told this previously, so you can like just for one more week you can skip that habit, and 3 to 5 p.m. Make your mind in such a way that you will be very much alert. So coming days, this 3 to 5 p.m. you try to do some mock test at that time, which we have already like suggested in our previous videos. So here again when you come, you can see that your name again, I Dr. dash dash from this place do hereby declare, following that like I have read the instructions, guidelines and relevant orders pertaining to COVID-19 pandemic. I have read information bulletin, instructions and notices related to this examination available on the website ntaaiapget.nic.in. I have in the last 14 days. Please tick wherever it is applicable to you, otherwise leave blank. So don't get tensed about all these things. If you have a symptom only, you can tick on this: fever, cough, breathlessness, sore throat, runny nose, body ache, etc. So next page you can see that other, please specify everything. You can read like close contact, being at less than 1 meter for more than 15 minutes with a COVID-19 positive patient. If you were like knowingly or unknowingly, if you were having close contact, that is they have specified what is mean by close contact. So this itself can be a question. We cannot say if a question comes about COVID and what is close contact, this can be an answer. So don't get tensed by seeing any of these things. So traveled the following cities. So if you have traveled, you can write this mention here. And the third point is the health and well-being of our country is our first priority. Therefore, the center reserves the right to deny entry to its premises. So we have read the detailed. This is like we, because you and your parent have to sign before examination day. So now itself you have to take a printout and get your parent's signature here. You have to sign only in the presence of invigilator. Don't sign after your parent, like to be signed on the day of examination in presence of invigilator only. So candidate signature is only after the invigilator you are reaching the exam center. So candidate's left hand thumb impression to be done before reaching the exam center. So don't keep it for the exam center or in front of invigilator. You may not have the ink, etc. Then you will get tensed again. So before reaching the exam center, you keep your left hand thumb impression clearly. So once you take your thumb impression or in the ink and like place it on a plain paper, then you can put it on the hall ticket. So it will be neat and clean. So candidate's photo to be pasted, same as uploaded on the application form. So same photo what you have uploaded in the application form, you have to paste here. So second page will have some important instructions for candidates. So you can see here, as a precaution for COVID-19, the candidate must reach the center as indicated against reporting or entry time at the center. So before the entry time you have to reach, and no candidate shall be permitted to enter after the gate closing time. So you know that it is a COVID time and some precautions are taken. So don't keep it for the last minute. You have to reach so early because there may be some procedures and it may take some time. So don't waste your time. Don't get tensed in the last moment. So you can reach early. No candidates shall be permitted to leave examination room or hall before the end of the examination. On completion of the examination, please wait for instructions from the invigilator and do not get up from your seat until advised. The candidates will be permitted to move out one at a time only. All candidates are required to download and carefully read the instructions and advisory for COVID-19 given with the admit card and strictly adhere to them. So the point number 5 onwards, it is very, very important. So something which we have not had in the last or previous years. So just read and carefully understand all these points. And the 6th point is this admit card consists of 3 pages. Page 1 contains the sender details and self-declaration, that is undertaking form regarding COVID-19. Page 2 has important instructions for candidates, which we are reading now, and page 3 has advisory for candidates regarding COVID-19. The candidates has to download all 3 pages. We have to download and take printout of all 3 pages and read it properly. The admit card is provisional, subject to satisfying the eligibility conditions as given in the information bulletin. It is a provisional admit card, and candidates are suggested to visit the examination venue a day in advance to see the arrangements at the center so that they do not face any problem on the day of examination. So these things they give every year, but I don't know how much it is possible. So if it is very near to you, you can do it if you have time, and if you are having a kind of cool mind, you can do it like one day before you can go and visit the place. If religion or customs require you to wear specific attire, please visit center early for thorough checking. So there will be thorough checking. If you have a special attire which you cannot remove in front of public, you can go early and you can make the invigilators or the attenders there to check you. No candidate would be allowed to enter examination center without admit card, valid ID proof and proper frisking. Frisking through handheld metal detector HHMD will be carried out without touching body. So don't worry about all these things, but you should have admit card and valid ID proof. Candidates will be permitted to carry only the following items with them into the examination venue: personal transparent water bottle, personal hand sanitizer 50 ml, a simple transparent ballpoint pen. So ballpoint pen, don't take any gel pen or anything, and here it is a computer based test, but if you want some rough work to be done, you can use a ballpoint pen. Admit card and self-declaration undertaking, both duly filled as downloaded from the NTA website. A clear printout on A4 size paper. Here they have not mentioned color printout or anything. It should be clear. So you don't worry about color printout. Every year that doubt comes. So don't worry. One additional copy of the same photograph pasted on admit card for affixing on the attendance sheet in the presence of invigilator. So don't forget all these things. One additional copy of the same photograph which you have uploaded and which you have pasted in the admit card, you have to take for pasting on the attendance sheet in the presence of invigilator. So one additional copy of photo should be there. Before reaching the center, the candidates must enter required details in the undertaking in legible handwriting, put their signature and paste the photograph at the appropriate place. They should ensure that their left hand thumb impression is clear and not smudged. So that's why I have told earlier, when you are doing the left hand thumb impression, you can put the ink on your left hand and place it on a paper, rough paper, then you can place it on the hall ticket so that a clear, neat, proper one without smudging will come. Candidate must carry any one of the original and valid photo identification proof issued by government. So PAN card, driving license, voter ID, 12th class board, admit or registration card, passport, Aadhaar card with photograph, e-Aadhaar or ration card, Aadhaar enrollment number with photo. So a photo ID card will be much better. So go for Aadhaar or passport or driving license or PAN card or your voter ID. Then All other ID or photocopy of ID, even if attested and scanned photo of ID in mobile phone, will not be considered as valid proof. So take a proper copy, the original one, like PAN or driving license or voter ID or passport or Aadhaar card, and that will be better. The candidate must bring PWD certificate issued by the competent authority if claiming relaxation under PWD category. That is for the the people who are having some locomotor disability. That is already mentioned in the previous announcements. The scribe must also carry his or her own self-declaration regarding education qualification, etc., passport size photograph, valid government identity, and self-declaration regarding COVID-19. So these are the things which are for the PWD category people. Candidates are not allowed to carry any personal belongings, including electronic devices, mobile phone, and other banned or prohibited items listed in the information bulletin to the examination center. I think you have already gone through the information bulletin clearly. Examination officials will not be responsible for safekeep of personal belongings, and there will be no facility. Shoes or footwear with thick soles and garments with large buttons are not permitted. So these things you should take care. Shoes, footwear or thick soles. So like some footwears with thick soles, due to raining and all, people may think, okay, we'll wear some thick soles footwear. Don't think like that. And garments with large buttons, they will get confusion. Maybe it is a electronic device which is placed as a button. So when you are selecting your clothes, selecting your shoes and everything, you should take care. So these instructions are clearly given. If you have not gone through, if you have not understood, and if you are not acting according to that, you may have to waste your time, or you may have to get tensed, and simply you have to take tension on that examination day. 5 blank paper sheets for rough work will be provided in the examination hall or room. Candidate must write their name and roll number at the top of the sheet and must drop in the designated drop box without fail before leaving the examination hall or room. Failure to do so may result in non-evaluation of your answers. So if you forget to leave the rough paper there, you may face some problems. So better always to not to write down any questions or anything, because already you will get the question later on in the NTA website. So duly filled admit card at the end of examination must be dropped in the designated drop box. Failure to do so may result in non-evaluation of your answers. So take care of all these things. No candidate should adopt any unfair means or indulge in any unfair examination practices, as the examination centers are under surveillance of CCTV and equipped with jammers. If at any stage it is found that the candidate has submitted multiple applications and or appeared in more than one date or shift, then the candidature will be cancelled and legal action will be taken, including debarring in all future examination conducted by NTA. Candidates are advised to check updates on NTA's website regularly. So you can see that NTA website is nta.ac.in and ntaaiapget.nic.in. So these two websites you have to check regularly for the updates. They should also check their mailbox on the registered email address and SMS in their registered mobile number for latest updates and information. So these are the very important instructions. And again, the advisory for candidates regarding COVID-19. This is also very, very important, because regarding the social distancing, etc., you should know. So advisory for candidates regarding COVID-19 are: NTA will implement the social distancing measures as per Government of India guidelines in the current scenario of COVID-19 to ensure health and safety of the candidates. Adequate measures are implemented for safety of all without compromising the high standards, sanctity and fairness in conduct of the examination. Candidates are also required to adhere to guidelines and new process for social distancing and hygiene to ensure safety and health of their own and fellow candidates. For safety purposes, NTA strongly advises candidates not to bring anything other than permitted items. However, in case of unavoidable situation, there will be arrangement to store the bags at the center at owner's risk. Preparation at center. So these things you should just once go through and understand. Standard operating procedures for implementing safety precautions and for maintaining required standard of hygiene are getting implemented. Before each shift starts and after last shift of the candidate, seating area will be thoroughly sanitized. Monitor, keyboard, mouse, webcam, desk and chair. All door handles, staircase, railing, lift buttons, etc. will be disinfected. Wheelchairs, if present at the venue, will be disinfected. Gap between two seats will be maintained as per Government of India guidelines. Hand sanitizer will be available at entry and inside the exam venue at various places for candidates and center staff to use. Barcode readers will be available at the entry point to scan barcode on the admit card. The lab number will be informed in the candidate at this point. Rough sheets will be kept at all desks before start of the exam by invigilators wearing gloves to ensure hygiene. It is ensured that all the processes are touch-free to ensure social distancing norms. Candidate to reach center as per the reporting or entry time at the center given in the admit card to avoid any crowding at the center at the time of entry and to maintain social distancing. So all these things you should also take care and cooperate with them. This they have done very systematically. Pre-exam preparation. Candidate to check reporting or entry time at center given in the admit card and to reach center as per reporting time only to avoid any crowding at the center at the time of entry and to maintain social distancing. Candidate should fill admit card as per instructions completely and properly. Candidate will be permitted to carry only certain items with them into the venue. Personal transparent water bottle, personal hand sanitizer, a simple transparent pen, that is ballpoint pen, exam related documents, admit card, ID card, photograph, etc. This please refer to important instructions mentioned in the page number 2. We have already gone through that. At the time of entry, candidate need to maintain a space of at least 6 feet from each other at all the time. Queue manager or ropes and floor marks will be arranged outside the center. Follow the instructions provided by center staff. Lab number will not be displayed outside the center to avoid any crowding at any one place in any situation. Candidates will be required to sanitize hands by washing with soap and with hand sanitizer before entry in the center. Hand sanitizer will be available at various locations in the center. Candidates should bring duly filled in admit card as per instructions. Candidate will be offered a fresh 3-ply mask before entry. So you don't have to take a mask. So in order to stop chances of any UFM means unfair means being used in the examination, the candidate is expected to wear the freshly provided mask at the center. So you can wear the freshly provided mask only. The candidate will be required to remove the mask worn by him or her from home and use the mask provided at center only. So you use a disposable or use and throw mask because you will be told to remove that and discard it. So the candidate will be required to remove the mask worn by him or her from home and use the mask provided at the center only. Candidates should bring identity proof and other documents as advised under point 11 and 13 of the important instructions. Do not bring prohibited items to exam center as there are no arrangements available for safe keeping of your belongings. This is very important. Don't take your big books or anything. If you don't have a person accompanying you to carry all these things, you cannot have a locker or any facility to keep there. So please refer point number 11 of important instructions for candidates given on page 2 for permitted items. At time of entry, the filled-in undertaking on admit card and body temperature using thermoguns will be checked at the center. The center staff will guide you to respective labs after scanning barcode at admit card. Candidates are required to strictly adhere to instructions provided by center staff. Please observe that no one will be denied permission to appear for examination until he or she violates the COVID-19 directives and advisories of government, central or state applicable on the day of exam and instructions mentioned in the admit card. So during examination, 5 A4 size sheets will be kept at each candidate's desk for use by candidate for rough work. If additional sheets are required for rough work by candidate, the same shall be made available on demand. Before each shift starts and after a last shift of the candidate, seating area will be thoroughly sanitized, monitor, keyboard, mouse, webcam, desk and chair. Candidates can further sanitize the same with sanitizers that will be made available in the examination lab or room or hall. Candidates are required to paste a passport size photograph and sign on the attendance sheet after sanitizing hands with sanitizer after examination. On completion of a shift, the candidates will be permitted to move out in an orderly manner, one candidate at a time. Please wait for instructions from invigilator and do not get up from your seat until advised. Candidates must drop the admit card and rough sheet in the advised boxes after displaying to the staff available next to drop box. If any candidate misses to drop admit card or rough sheets in boxes, action which also includes disqualification from the exam can be taken against him or her. So these are the very important things which you should know regarding the admit card and the instructions and advisory in the admit card. So many a times people are very lazy to read and understand these things, and they keep on asking doubts that's why we have explained everything in detail. So share this video with your friends who are appearing for Aiapget 2020, and all the best wishes from Friend of Health. And watch our high yield points and the revision series, the mock test series, and all the valuable useful videos which we have already done in our various playlists, so that you can get a maximum benefit, and also you can relax by doing our video mock test series, etc. We will try to bring more useful content. Subscribe our channel and share this channel with your friends, and all the best once again.